our game of Shadow Empire. We're on turn 33. And a quick recap here to start us off, so we can kind of take a look here at the strategic map. Our territory is kind of highlighted here in the white. We have our capital Hawking, surrounded by 3 miners that we took out, and now we took out 3 cities from a major regime, who is essentially defeated, has just a few small blips of territory, and we've pretty much eliminated just about all of their remaining units as well. And so next up, the only other major that we are now bordering is down here in the southwest corner. The Grimsel Reich, and so we share a small border here and have started forming forces down here, and hopefully this episode we will focus on declaring war on them and hopefully taking out at least a portion of their forces and cities. The only other thing I'll touch on here before diving in is just to give a quick victory overview. So we can kind of see we are up to 25 victory score. We have to get to 50 with no competitor above 25 to win. We have about 31% of the population and 18% of the planet area. And we can see Grimsel right here is in 3rd position and has 11 victory score with about half of our population and about 1/3 of our planet area. So we have definitely more people and considerably more land area, and we'll see how things go. So lots of decisions this turn. Let's see. We're supporting the Crusader Sept in Grimsel Right. Incident at the library. Galladay is the governor of Thanstein. I don't remember which city Thanstein is. Okay, Thanstein is a very, very small city that's slowly kind of withering away. We definitely want to take one of the ones that are going to give us an increase in mind profile. I think we'll do this one. I think the lower one has a more severe relation decrease with Galladay, who is still a decent leader, and I may want to use him for something later. So we'll go here. So we lost just 20 relation with him and grab 2 mind points. Zone decision, religious mayhem in Maxlow, which was the former major's capital and is my most northern city. We'll go ahead and support. So success. It still is a pretty bad event. We had a 13% increase in danger. We lost 4,700 population and 1,000 workers. Zone city upgrade. We'll go with Cilia is the city we have down here. We could upgrade this one. We'll go ahead and upgrade that one to a big town.
Copy that.
Which will allow us to construct level 3 buildings. Unit decision, so we build our 4th infantry brigade, and it looks like one of these two is probably my best option to command it. So he has 41 operational command, 24 in tank tactics. Lacey has 42 operation, 17 in defensive tactics, and 8 in lead from the front. Neither of them is great. Let's actually check Damien as well. And Damien has gun tactics, which is used for just artillery rolls. I don't have that many of, and tank tactics. I think tank tactics is probably better. So I'll go with Oscar.
Yes, sir.
And then org decisions here. So model design, council priorities. Let's see what model design was doing. Okay, they were going for medium tank, which I will get next turn. Okay, pretty much I'll do this 2080.
Wilco.
Economic Council research. Don't think any of these are that important. We did just pick up hydroponics, which will let us get better food assets. Besides that, most of the other economic texts I have available aren't that useful. I think I'll just finish volcanic energy tapping. Set OB to operationalize. I will just keep the target I had. I don't know that either of these is really that great.
Order acknowledged.
And national budget. I think our budget's actually pretty good right now. I don't think we need any major changes to that, so we'll go ahead and confirm.
Roger that.
Let's see, for strategic cards, I still am trying to get an offer of protection out to maybe this one down here, but I don't really think it's going to happen, so we'll play a few spies. Let's see how our spy levels are doing on the major we're about to attack. So we have 9 spies in there, 8 spies in there, 7 spies in there, so pretty good actually. As much as possible, I'd like to have spies in the kind of territory surrounding him as well.
Aye, aye, sir.
So we'll throw a couple spies in the kind of adjacent territories.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
So those two are good.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, I think we're all right there. I don't think we need any recruits right now. We'll go ahead and play our cabinet retreats.
Yes, sir.
Nothing really good yet. For HQs, we can play our zoo.
Copy that.
For leader cards, not much there. I think we're okay. Yep, so we'll go with that. Okay, let's go ahead and start moving some units. So still, let's check our odds, I guess, against the arachnids. Well, let's give it a go.
Mission accomplished.
Alright. That went well. Arachnids are fairly offensive, I believe. I think they have more offense than defense generally, so it's actually better to try to attack them if we can. I think that's our, for some reason, the zone. Weird. I don't know why it won't. Maybe it'll auto expand next turn. It's kind of showing us that as like a blank zone or something. It's kind of weird. We'll continue to attack what is the last nomad unit I can see here.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
Okay, we're pushing back again. And we did pick up a tiny degraded automated factory, so 20 IP, so not anything huge, but doesn't hurt either. I think I'm trying to move him to maybe finish off that arachnid stack next turn. Alright, let's check up north. I don't see any unit left there. I'm not really sure what's over here. Oh, this is still what's left of oh, it's just one of his HQs
Mission accomplished.
that just doesn't want to seem to die. See if I can finish it off.
Mission successful.
There we go. Let's get rid of that unit. There's really not a lot over in that direction. So I'll probably still pull most of my units back and go down this way. I'll use a few units just to grab what's ever over here. I probably do need to build a road actually down here to support the whatever I do use in that direction. hoping that I can eventually use some strategic movement to move at least a couple of those. We'll see how it goes, though. I think I got all the troops up here and just the troops down south left. I'm going to go ahead and declare war on this territory as
Roger that.
it's kind of being annoying. Not going as well as I thought it would. Did not get a lot of hits.
Requesting backup.
They had a little bit more entrenchment than I had
Mission
anticipated,
accomplished.
but took them out. Just had to attack a second time there. So I'll kind of just use this neutral screeners to kind of slowly push down through here to kind of push these guys back. I just don't want them to cut my supply line here. I think 2
Going
should be
in.
enough.
Mission successful.
Alright, finished off the free folk marauders. Alright, also I think time to declare war on the major as well.
Roger that.
So I got 7 happiness damage and a bump in fist profile. I think it's still okay. Fortunately, the desert here makes movement rather slow. Here's the new brigade I have. I still want to add 2 light tanks to this one when I can. a few hexes here. Most likely we'll start seeing some action here next turn. So I want to eventually connect down to that road. I think I can extend out my road just a single hex this turn. And that road's going to be pretty expensive to build. I'm probably going to have to change to just dirt road for the hexes here with the sand dunes, as they're pretty expensive to build through. What is... Oh, I think a new militia unit, I guess. I don't really know what I want to do with him. Probably just send him up here. Okay, the next thing I wanted to check was if I could strategic move any units. Actually, before I do that, I want to try to build... Okay, so I do not have that many points. I can maybe build one down here. Bottleneck, I think, is about up here. And I'll put this guy under the... Oops, clicked on the wrong unit. There we go. Alright, so we got one. We'll probably build another one next turn. Yeah, so with that, all logistics points, we can maybe strategic move a few units to Cilia. So we'll just take the ones that are probably the furthest up here and see if we can do it. Yeah, we can essentially move them to here. And then we have 97 points left. Not really sure. It's probably not even going to get us another full. Okay, so we have a bunch of points to here. So we'll rail to there, I guess. Two more units I can move. pretty good amount of points here through the kind of core area. That one's not really worth it. Okay, moved as much as I can. Looks like we need just a few replacement troops. Trade, we should be okay. Our metal price is getting back up there, but we still have a pretty good amount of cash. We're still okay on food. We may end up having to buy food again, but we'll give it a few turns, see if I can get some hydroponic assets up first to solve that problem.
Copy that.
Is there anything else I need? I think I'm still waiting for a few things to get built here. I'd like to get Bureaucrat Office 3, but it requires a lot of additional workers that I don't think I have quite enough yet.
Copy that.
Okay. Yeah, so we upgraded this to a level 3, which means we can start a bureaucrat office.
Yes, sir.
We'll get another hydroponic food factory kind of in the towns around here as well if we can. In Boardmont, we have enough food actually because we ended up having to build a farm here already, so we can kind of skip them. Boston, we are shipping a pretty good amount in, but that is also because we have not converted this to a city yet. And we finished the metal mine. We're still upgrading that. I think we're okay. Here we're mostly still waiting to get more workers, which is happening very slowly. Still a number of assets that we're kind of short. it as is. I think it should be okay. And just take a quick peek on everything that we're actually building. So we're still building a pretty good number of buildings. Let's look at preview points and see how we're doing. It's looking pretty good in through here. I think we probably need to lift and let a little bit more flow in that direction. See, we have about 3,500 in the main area here. I think a few of these truck stops are still finishing up. We send almost 2,000 up here, which is pretty good. Especially given how far the distance is, and I think we're building one more truck stop here. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I think we will get more down in this direction next turn. I think it's looking pretty good right now. I do want to continue to probably get more in this direction. This is kind of where it's a little short. But if I let too much go here, then I start losing it here. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance. Okay, I think that's good for now. And we'll check our organization, kind of our research real quick. So we got hydroponics, we're starting to build there. And then we're finishing off volcanic. And here we're going for polymer. There, let's go ahead and end turn. So it'll be interesting to see what the major regime AI chooses to do here, if he kind of pushes out and tries to immediately create kind of battle lines and fight, or if he kind of pulls back and kind of tries to defend back down here where the city is. The one benefit he has, if he tries to fight up further, all of this terrain is pretty poor for tanks. So it'll kind of become a infantry slog, and I'll just have to slowly use tanks where I can. If I get past especially the sand dunes here, the stuff around the city isn't too bad, and then it's pretty wide open here to drive towards the rest of his cities. Unfortunately, early game, you don't really have a lot of options for offensive firepower besides tanks. Otherwise, you kind of just got to use infantry and slug it out. Once you get walkers, it changes a little bit, as they're a lot better in some of the rough terrain than tanks are. And logistics wise, we're doing okay. I think we still need a little bit more, probably near our capital, and probably start getting a little bit more headed down then to the southwest, where most of my units are moving towards. The pipeline we actually have up north, which is pretty far. I mean, you can kind of look here. It has to go all the way up through here, Boardmont, and then go about another 10-15 hexes north from there. Is pretty good, actually. And we were able to get that built up pretty quickly. Maxia Union. I think it's one of the miners. I'm not sure which one, actually. Okay, model complete. It's called Main Tank. Creative name. We did operationalize the Heavy Siege Infantry Corps. Not really sure that I care that much. Okay, this is what we wanted. Light Armor Army. Sweet. Let's see who declared war on us first. Maxia. Oh, okay. It was the that's kind of a bummer. It was that minor regime that I was trying to actually put protection on, and it kept failing, which unfortunately, after a couple critical failures, I think put the relation down low enough. So, not a huge deal, kind of just a little bit of a pain. I'll probably just use the same units that I'm using kind of against the territory next to him to kind of deal with him. I might have to build a few more here. I don't really want to use good units. I want to push most of my good units in this direction to deal with the major. Just kind of use whatever I have left. I'll take their candidate. Economic research, I'll go power banks. Eventually you need power banks because your power storage max is fairly limited, especially once you get to lasers, because lasers use a lot of energy, so you need to be able to store a lot more. Air Force design, really don't have care, I don't think, on what I get out of these ones. I guess I'll go for aerodynamic design, just because the other two are kind of useless.
Roger.
If I do ever build planes, I'm going to wait till something more like jets anyway. I do want to see my main tank model. See kind of what we got. Okay, so we can see a huge difference here. So these are both just base models. The difference in structural design here is pretty massive, and then leads to significantly better rolls already, but potential of that line is a lot higher. So you can see they have all the same stats here from an equipment standpoint, but it has a little bit more on the hit points, significantly more soft and hard attack. And that's merely the difference in weapon design here is almost 50%, so pretty significant. So this is actually a decent tank, especially if I find some tanks on his side. I will probably build some of those, as almost 600 hard attacks, pretty good. I don't think I've really gotten anything else that I want to redesign yet. So I'll go no new orders. We will definitely do the light armor army, and most likely that's what we'll spam, and then we'll just add, since you can add 2 additional units to any brigade like that. We might not do light tanks, we might do like add medium tanks to it, since we already have 4 infantry brigades, so don't really need a lot more infantry at this point. So black market. Leaving them open is probably better, but I would rather have the mine than the meritocracy.
Copy that.
Minor worker strike, we'll do the democracy and pay a little cash. I'll keep doing crusader. And unit decision. I think they each give some sort of bonus unit feature. I wish they would actually tell you what they give you, but we'll take the mind increase again. Yeah. So we can see our mind is up over 75. We really want to try to get to 80 if we can, because then we would have a shot at the research bonus plus 50. But it's a tough climb because these are really pressing down on it. So we got some spies again. I need to check, do we have enough vision on these ones down here? We do not.
Aye, aye, sir.
Now we should. Yep, that's much better. And you can see a lot of the map is really starting to light up now.
Aye, aye, sir.
Throw the rest of these spies kind of in new zones, though we don't have any spies in yet.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Alright, that should be good. Continue playing our cabinet retreats. Yes, we did get a new, so we got Rush. Okay, Rush is good. We should play that on one of them down here. Since these two are still kind of repositioning, I'll do it on the 3rd, because he actually has 2 light tanks attached already. So this is pretty much trading. You get more action points, which essentially gives you more movement and everything for a little bit of defense. I generally like Rush. I think it's a pretty good option. Okay, we're good there. Alright, let's start up here at Boston. I think we should be able to finish this guy. But I want to use this guy to actually cut him off. That's what he should have done, unless I get unlucky here.
Mission accomplished.
There we go. 1 arachnid stack down. I think just 1 to go. At least that's all I can see. push these nomads back again. They've got to be, yeah, their morale's really, really low. Go ahead and attack it again. I don't know that I'll have enough action points, but oh, there you go. They broke. Figured they were getting close with how low their morale was. Okay, yeah, this did convert, and now it's part of Boston. So that's good. I do want to extend this road. So it looks like another arachnid zone here. This is non-aligned, and I don't see anything in there. It's not really a whole lot of anything over here. Just kind of flipping the territory, picking up whatever's there. Alright, I think we should have moved out most of our northern troops now. Just kind of using that guy to walk around and pick up the last couple assets up there. I think I am out of range at this point. Try attacking him again. Jeez. It's not quite enough that time either. Vision, I don't think, on this yet, so he may have a few units here. I do have a lot of points in this direction this turn. I just wonder if I have a bottleneck somewhere else now. Actually I have, looks like about 700 all the way down through. Okay, so that's good. So we will build another light tank unit. And assign that to our 4th. I'm going to build just a dirt road. Yeah, even dirt road is 120 points per hex, which is pretty brutal. This tank literally moves a single hex. That's what I call blitzkrieg right there. I'm just going to kind of use that militia as a screener over there. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna raise actually a new infantry brigade to head towards that miner. Just kind of take him out. Okay, here's heavy siege infantry brigade. Not overly impressed. It's the good thing is it's a lot less recruits, but my recruit income now is pretty good. So I think I will take the machine gun infantry. I think the pink color kind of works. I don't think I have another pink. I think one of them's maybe purple. They're actually pretty similar. We'll switch his color a little bit. We'll go with a more ridiculous pink color, because I think that will make the gap between those a little more distinct. So we'll kind of use this guy down in his direction with some of these independent units. I guess I need to build a road here. Just extend out this dirt road a few hexes. That should help a little bit, I think. I think we're pretty good there. And the other thing I need to do for units then is try to strategic move a couple more of these units up further here. I did not remember to move him. I think I should be able to move them pretty much all the way to the end here. If you have the logistics points, strategic movements really strong to shuttle units from one end of your kind of empire to the other. But it could units can be pretty heavy, especially once you get into tanks and various units. Unfortunately, those need to get on the rails. It does cost a pretty good amount of readiness, so the units will need a few turns to kind of fully recover. That's pretty much it then. Okay, so the first and second are both slowly catching up here, and they'll kind of form my second lines here after the 3rd and the 4th infantry. Alright, let's grab a decent chunk of ammo.
Yes, sir.
I just need 1 infantry. Trade. We are getting very low on machines. We're going to go ahead and buy whatever machines we can. Eventually we'll sell rare earth again. I'm hoping the price goes up maybe a little bit more. And we're not dire for cash quite yet. food, we're kind of in the same situation where there's a good chance we're going to have to buy food again. Let's check what we're building. Okay, I think we completed a few things. Hawking is still building. I'm getting close to Industry 4, so I'm 2 turns away from that. The second level of soil demetallization will give me a pretty big metal boost. And then hydroponics will help deal with the food shortage. Those are kind of like the core buildings: food, metal, and IP. And so I'll pretty much just do whatever I can to continue to upgrade those as high as I can. And then I don't think there's probably anything else in Hawking that I need to build right now. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm okay there. These are both recycling 2, which is pretty good. Seattle's still building a hydroponics. Building a bureaucrat. Boardmont's not really doing anything at the moment. But he still already has enough food, so there's not much I need to do there. Boston's still importing food. I think I should probably build a hydroponic farm here as well.
Order acknowledged.
And then just take a quick look up at here to see how this goes. So we're closing the gap. We got 1,600 more workers. It's just taking a while. I think as the happiness of each of them go up, it should slowly get better. This is actually a level 4 city. So I could get some higher level assets up here eventually. And the good thing is I'm not really importing hardly anything. And the only thing is I'm exporting a little bit of food, and then a little bit of metal and a little bit of rare metal, which is okay. Eventually I can produce more, as I do have some mines that I have capped right now. Looking at preview, the route up north looked pretty good. Probably need less here, actually. Push a little bit more down south. That's kind of what this one's doing. I have almost 4,000 here, so I'm pretty happy with that actually, considering I'm kind of just using all more or less level 1 truck stops. So pretty cheap way of doing it. And then down south I did a lot better this turn, so I'm still looking pretty good here. And in general, kind of the way I see it, I'm sending a little here. I'm sending about 2,000 this way. I'm sending about 1,500 or so this way, and that kind of adds up to the about 35 to 4,000 here. So it's working pretty well at the moment. Alright, and do a quick check on reports. So I'm going power banks here. I do have a volcano actually here, I think. I think that's a volcano. I just want to see if I can actually, I don't think I've ever built. Oh yeah, volcanic energy plant. Interesting. It does produce 500 energy. But it's pretty expensive to build 4 rounds of that. It's an option if I end up really needing to mass produce energy. But I think that was more of a curiosity. I don't think I'd ever played a map where I had actually researched that and had volcanoes in my territory. So I guess you can build on any of the hex that's touching the volcano, because the volcano actually isn't in a hex itself. It's kind of like on the corner of it. And military research, I'll have polymer armor next turn, so then I'll probably do another design pass on my tanks and look to switch them up. Alright, I think that's good. We'll go ahead and end turn. If anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Glad to chat or try to answer anything that I can, or take tips if you see things that I am doing not very well. To recap, we're kind of starting to push into the major that we declared war on. We are at war with a couple minors, mostly territories, that we're just using mostly independent units to kind of deal with. The major so far does not appear to have a lot of units and near the border that I'm near. Most of his army, I kind of took a look at it a few turns ago, is over on the other side of his empire. Right now we see about an infantry brigade and maybe a handful of other units, maybe about 10 units total. None of them looked anything beyond essentially infantry with combat armor, so not terrible at this point in the game, about equal to my own infantry, but nothing that will be able to handle light tanks. And so if I can push through this initial kind of desert, I should roll over him pretty quick here. And that's just this miner, that's a farmer that declared war on me. And I built a 5th Infantry Brigade that I'm going to send down that way to actually deal with him. I might have been able to just use independence on the farmer to take him out. But it'll probably be easier to send an infantry brigade down that way. We'll kind of see. I didn't have full recon on him last turn. If it looks like that farmer has few units and they're all weak, I may just use independence and send that 5th Infantry Brigade down towards this major as well. But hopefully this turn I can strategic rail the majority of what's left here of the 1st and 2nd Infantry, down here to the end, and then I'll have all 4 infantry brigades kind of ready to roll. So we're at turn 35. We got polymer armor, manpad, which is an anti-air unit. I haven't really seen any planes from the enemy yet. Discovered new OB heavy machine gun infantry army. I think that's actually pretty decent because I think it gets a better, more machine gun. I think it's almost like 50-50 machine gun infantry. I generally tend to like machine guns. They just have a little bit, usually more firepower, a lot more defensive soft attack than infantry do. But it also depends kind of how your designs go. Sometimes one is a lot better. Got a free unit, a Hellraiser. Got civilization level 4. Lots of cards. We'll check our decisions here. I got salaries, I'll handle that last. Military Genius in the 23rd Machine Gun Battalion. Okay, so we got 2 bad options. I wish you could just decline. Is taking 10 enforcement or 12 meritocracy. Both suck. Is the short of it. I will probably take... I'd love to get government to 80, but the realization is it's really, really hard to get government to 80. 70 is doable, and the bureaucratic bonus at 70 is good. But I really don't want to... Well, I'll take the enforcement.
Roger that.
Both are bad options. I don't know which is better of the two, honestly. This is a new commander, so I'd like to use Lacey if I could. I think she's probably the best, but I don't know if I can get rid of any of these guys. The low seniority. Actually, both of those two are pretty low seniority. Seniority impacts playing the leader cards on them to try to get rid of them. Yeah, I don't really like any of these ones. I'm gonna try to get rid of Jack, I think. Let's see. I'll use a bronze.
Yes, sir.
Alright, guard him. So we should get another option now. Okay, so we got Lacey. Oh, actually... No, at least he's actually good enough for this. I'll just go ahead and point her. Thought about trying to generate a few more leaders, but it's not probably really worth it for just an OHQ. Demagogue and Max Low. Do I have any chance at winning these roles? Try to find him and arrest him because it looks like that's the one that I have a better shot at.
Roger that.
Alright, so we got success. Small unrest increase. Unfortunately, we took a little bit more enforcement. Fortunately, in this turn, we gained like 15 enforcement, which is not ideal. I don't think we need to change anything there.
Yes, sir.
Military research will grab heavy
Yes,
guided
sir.
RPGs. Model design we should have polymer armor now. Let me take a look at the tech tree and see kind of where we're at. Yeah, so we just grabbed polymer. We really need to grab a couple more discoveries. And heavy combat armor is what I really want next, because then I'll redesign my various infantry types and throw heavy combat on them. Heavy guided is fine. That way when I redesign my RPG, I'll probably wait for heavy combat. But tanks don't really have anything else, probably until I would get laser guns. That would be the next redesign. So I'll go ahead and probably throw a polymer on the light tanks and probably my mediums as well. So keep my howitzer gun. So here you can see the polymer. Polymer's good because it costs rare metal instead of metal and is a lot lighter and stronger. Really just got to decide between 100 and 50. I think given the IP cost difference, I'm probably going to go just with 50 at this point, because I have not seen much that can even deal with 50 polymer. So I'll go with 50. And then I think I have a pretty good amount of oil now. I'm a little less concerned about conserving fuel. And so I think I'm going to throw heavy diesel on these.
Wilco.
Kind of go all out and try to make my light tanks a little faster, a little stronger. Salaries, I will uptick council, governor. I'm tempted to, I need to bump the morale of soldiers up to get one of the decisions I had. I'm actually going to bump soldier salary up one. I hope that doesn't end up costing me too much money.
Roger that.
Unfortunately, it goes too far, so I can't even see. I think my morale at a national level is shown here. At 63. I need to get it to 68, so hopefully I'll see a little bit of a bump from doing that. For strat cards, again, probably play a few spies. Pretty soon I should have pretty much the whole map lit up here.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
He's really not killing a lot of my spies. I'll throw a couple
Aye,
more
aye,
here.
sir.
That one failed. Try
Aye,
that one
aye,
again.
sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Alright, that should be fine. No cabinet retreat this turn. Not really much there that I need. Just crap cards. Hopefully I'll get another rush or something else that's good. Boomtown is pretty good. I'm going to play that on my capital, because I am desperate for population, so it gets me another 5k population. I think I'm okay on leaders. Yeah. Okay, going to either need to build a road or stop advancing in this direction. As this mountain range is going to kill any supply I have, so I'm going to have to stay close to this road. Oh, here's the GR unit I got. Oh, this is a launcher. You can only use it one time. I usually just scrap these things. I think the scrap is probably more worth it.
Yes, sir.
As it gives 10 radioactives, which is quite a lot. Actually, while I'm over here, I'll wait and build some more road there next turn. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot about this unit. I've pretty much gotten everything. I just got to get this last couple units out. I think I should be able to win this. I keep getting close.
Requesting backup.
I'm 1 unit short. Bummer. Build a few more road hexes there. Alright, let's see. Okay, so here's what the farmer has. Oh yeah, he actually has some decent mobile regiments that actually have like a few tanks, some buggies. Nothing crazy. will just send an infantry brigade down that way. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very slow process. These are just kind of still just forming a picket line. Let's take a look, see if he's... nope, this is pretty much still just this single, his 2nd Light Infantry Brigade. He has it in defense posture, which is unfortunate. That means it's going to take a little longer to deal with, but means there's a minimal threat of attack. Yeah, these are the ones we have rush on, so we can see we're getting a little extra action points here. That was 130 action points. Let me move these tanks 2 hexes. Yay. I should build this road actually so I know where it's going to be for next turn. I can't connect it actually. Bummer. Next turn I connect. Getting there. Slowly closing in on his city. these units over to maybe try to cut them off as I move the 5th Infantry down. About a few more hexes of road down here. I'll eventually kind of connect this up. And then do a few strats moves of whatever I have that's left. Definitely had more points this turn. I was able to move quite a few of these units, and that's it. Still pretty good. I got most of the units down there now. Just kind of ran out a little at the end here. Still looking pretty strong here. You can see I still had about 1,300 points left there. So I'm still pretty happy with how logistics is shaping up. We'll buy about 500 or so more ammo because I expect the fight to begin here shortly. That's probably good enough for rare earth. We'll go ahead and sell. That way we don't have any money issues for quite a while. I am going to have to buy some food. Buy about 1,000. And I think that's it for now. Still okay on machines, but I am running low. I still need to research heavy industry, I think. Yeah. Fortunately, it is the one economic tech that I did not discover in this first kind of tier with chemistry and engineering. That's the risk of if you kind of open later tiers, sometimes you won't discover things that you really do want. But yeah. That's really the only thing we really need out of that tier that we didn't get. I can build a few units. I may just save this turn and try to build a light armor brigade next turn. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Actually, let's check something. Okay. We do have points to here. Actually, I'm going to build at least one light tank. And attach to the 5th. I think all these already have 2 now. Actually, I'll go ahead and build a second one there as well. Actually, I'll wait next turn since I'm redesigning the light tanks. I probably actually should have done that. Shouldn't have built the first one. I kind of forgot that's what I'm redesigning this turn. but not a huge deal. Let's see, what are we building? Hawking, we'll get our Industry 4, so that'll be a nice bump on IP production per turn. Soil demineralizations, 2 turns out. We should be able to build the next level of hydroponic, which we definitely want. We're gonna probably have to grab more energy somewhere, so I may grab some solar plants in some of the other cities near here. I already grabbed industry or solar. So nothing really useful that I can build there. He's still building bureaucracy, so I'll leave that one alone.
Order acknowledged.
Build a solar in Boston. I was still in strategic move. Don't accidentally click anything. Boardmont could probably build a solar as well.
Order received.
Just want to get ahead. I know I'm already at a little bit of a surplus. Oh, maybe I'm at more of a surplus than I thought. I probably did not need to build those actually. I kind of assumed I was getting close to my max. Actually, my zone production of energy is fairly good still. It's okay. I'll still build those two just to keep ahead of it. Probably truck stop is the other thing I want to start thinking about building a few more of. And I'm almost back up to full workers, which is awesome. Okay, logistics points look pretty good up north. Almost 4,000 here. I think I'm going to build a truck station. Here.
Copy that.
And just start feeding more points in along here, as I'm eventually going to need it anyway, whenever I take the city down here. And I'll build one more here as well.
Order received.
And I will switch. That way, any extra points kind of sending down through this way. I'm going to connect this up so it'll help supply this line. I'll start sending a little bit over in this direction already. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, I got about a third of power banks. I will probably build a few power banks once I research that, just so I can stock up a little bit more energy, so I have a little bit of a buffer. And then going for a heavy guided RPG here, so should be good. I don't really expect attacks. Maybe one of these neutrals will attack much a little bit, but this is looking pretty promising. It'll be interesting to see if he kind of rails some units in or builds some units. If he doesn't do something, he's going to get run over, as he's essentially got one infantry brigade versus about 4, and I have light tanks attached to mine. So it's not looking promising. I think he's fighting another war or two. I think it's just against miners. So I would expect that the AI should try to strategic move some units back to here. I have seen them do that. They'll often also, I think, keep a little bit of a buffer, and I've seen them also build units once you get a little closer to their city. So we'll kind of see if anything happens here. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of keep marching 2 or 3 hexes a turn, and he's kind of running out of time. Okay, he shuffled a few units around, but looks like he mostly just moved back, which is probably the smart thing to do at this point, given the numbers. But sitting in his city isn't going to help him either. Okay, farmers are moving around a little bit there. I originally just kind of wanted to piece this miner and this miner. This one I ended up piecing and getting a protectorate on. Mostly because their cities are really at the far south end of their zones. And so it's quite a long time to be able to march all the way down to capture them. It does help, obviously, you know, trying for win condition wise. Any city you can take is good population, and population is a lot easier to capture than land percentage. So the more cities you can take, the better. Discovered a rare metal. Metal mining facility was removed as it was depleted. Okay, I did get the soldier morale up. Discovered quad machine gun. We got our Blitzer 4, which is our new light tank model. We discovered mining techniques. Light armor corp, so that's good. We discovered assault infantry. Incident with traders. Though this is in Hawking. I don't really want the commerce. As I don't want a ton of unrest, I'll kind of do the ignore.
Yes, sir.
Accept the candidate. Training opportunity, we'll do the elite snipers with the increase in mine profile.
Yes, sir.
Which is good, we're getting close to 80 mined, which is awesome if we could get that plus 50% research bonus. Hidden village discovered in Seattle. Generally we want to lit it because we get extra colonists per turn. That'll also give us a little democracy bump. Our workers in Boston are harassed. I don't have any troops to send in, so I will investigate at gambling, and it was success. So small worker happiness decrease and some meritocracy. Seattle, we can probably go ahead and upgrade to a big town, actually. Manpad we don't really need. We'll redesign our medium tanks. And put polymer on them as well now.
We'll
Stick
go.
with keeping them pretty slow. I don't think I'm going to build that many, so I'll only use them if I need to counter enemy tanks, really. Assault infantry versus motorized, siege infantry versus heavy machine gun infantry. I think heavy machine gun infantry is probably the best option. I really wish they would show you the compositions in the prompt. I'll send out a few more spies.
Aye, aye, sir. sir. Aye, aye, sir.
That's a major. Oh, these are both major zones. I'll skip them.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Make sure I still got 9, 6, and 6.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Play cabinet retreats.
Yes, sir.
Cabinet retreat just makes leader management way too easy. Okay. Infiltration. Make sure infantry forces have more attack, less defense. All-out attack is a little too extreme for me. Infiltration is actually not bad, since I think I'll be mostly attacking. I'll go ahead and use that on I forget which one I want to use it on. I think on the 4th is which the one I didn't. Yeah, we'll use it on the 4th.
Order acknowledged.
I think leaders are fine. Yeah, all that's pretty much fine. Alright, he is running out of space very, very quickly here. Should be able to complete this road. Yeah, I always kind of thought building roads should take a turn, so you can kind of see, like, I built that road and I can immediately use it the same turn, which is makes it pretty strong. Kind of like build roads underneath your units as you're going. The key is you gotta already own the territory. That's usually the limiting factor. hopefully, if he doesn't cut that off, I'll be able to finish that road next turn.
Mission accomplished.
Alright. 37 morale, so probably will take a couple battles to finish him. What is the... Oh, it was actually a waterfall turbine. 200 is pretty good, especially earlier in the game here. That's like a level 2 solar plant, I think. Or in between level 1 and level 2, I think. So, definitely considerable. This one lonely tank. I'm gonna have to wait a turn. The readiness is just too low on those units. I think that's pretty good. We're still good on ammo. I don't think we lost any units. Nope. Trade, looks like we're evening out on food finally. And the only thing we're pretty short on is machines, but we're still okay for now. In terms of raising formations, I will probably save. I want to eventually set a new light armor brigade, but I need to save in particular the IP cost. I'm guessing the logistics cost is, oh yeah, 675. Okay, that's fun. That's what I want to. I wonder where the bottleneck's at. It actually looks pretty good down that way. I think the bottleneck's actually coming out of my capital. So I need to push some more points towards there. is 1 light tank. Over here, I think. And so all my infantry brigades now have 2 light tank units, which is good. Do I have any points left? Victoria's 1 motorcycle. And another machine gun there. I think I'll save the rest. Alright, so I did get Industry 4. Am I ready to start Industry 5 is the next question. Yeah, I think so.
Copy that. Copy that.
I should be getting some pretty serious industry points, even starting next turn just with Industry 4. And 5 will pretty much make that explode. Nothing really to build in Seattle. Still building a bureaucrat. I built the... Oh, I'll finish the truck station here next turn. And I was 1 short on that as well. I probably want to build another truck station.
Order received.
this road out a little bit. And just check the city real quick. Alright, so I'm finally getting to the point where I can uncap a few of these assets. Alright, I think that's good. And okay, we're still on target for power banks. And heavy guided RPG. So, okay, we're generating about 1600. So most of our councils are in pretty good shape. We could open probably another council and probably grab applied science soon, but I'll wait on it a little bit here. Alright, I think that's good. So we'll go ahead and save here, I think, and call it a night. Not a ton of action. That's mostly been kind of reorganizing and pushing forward here. You know, the big thing is next session we should be able to, we kind of pushed all the way over into here. We should be able to take Grimsel, unless he pulls something out of his hat here, and that's also his capital. So once we take that, he's in a lot of trouble. And the rest of his empire should more or less quickly collapse, and I should be able to take it out. And we're also going to try to take out this miner. Once we take those two, we should be in pretty good position, if we can do that, to actually then kind of run towards victory conditions. But we'll definitely see. We'll see kind of how the war with Grimsel goes next session. But thanks everyone for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them.